You need to take that food out your mouth before we start. And I need you to give me your nicest, clearest dialect.
Yeah.
I need all the enunciation, emancipation, constipation.
Yeah, we've really gone out on a limb, really, to let you on the pod.
I think you mean whim.
Well, when I messaged...
What did I say?
Limb.
Limb, that's my ex.
I messaged Georgie. I wasn't expecting you to be here, to be honest.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get going.
So obviously I'm feeling a bit of tension between Titty and Barb in the studio.
Tell me why, Backstreet Boys.
Well, you know, we walked in and she went, "Oh, hi, Georgie." Excited to see me, ready to record.
I won't go that far, but
then she sees the trollop coming in behind me.
Smacks me right at the end of the nose.
Right on the end of the nose.
Well, I just think it's the first time meeting, first impressions. We've obviously heard about each other.
Yeah.
She's here.
Well, she's heard about your widow speak.
Yeah, she's here. She's got a thin green neon mankini on.
No,
I don't
we're not
think we've had a
doing that
Brazilian
yet.
in a while. Well, I'm going to give you a deep tease.
Honestly.
I could have just said you could have made the effort, to be honest, for that, because I've made the effort seeing you for the first time.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. Matching mankinis and all that. But I wish you hadn't worn yours, Georgie, to be honest.
Anyway, well, welcome back to Up the Ark.
Yes, with, of course,
with Miss Georgie Porgy,
Miss Titty Car,
no, and not you, no,
not you yet, love. For one night only.
Well,
only. Who have we got?
We've got Barb Just
Barb. Barbara, only Barbara.
Yes. It's nice to meet you all.
Hiya, Barb. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, 1 minute. Oh, what's that? Is that for later?
This is for later.
Oh. It's just getting a condom out, which is what we'd have a quick ones and twos.
Well, I don't touch anything in this room, seeing as you've been in it, so I'm actually putting them on my fingers. Anyway, while we're on about what we're wearing, why don't you talk us through? I already briefly gave you a little bit of a tease of what Barb's strapped into, and Georgie's kind of hoping to do the same.
Well, actually, what I'm wearing is a reveal.
Mm-hmm. So it's very revealing.
Yeah. Well, you've not even seen the reveal yet.
You can smell it.
So, over the top, I've got a fur coat. Because obviously, you know, going back to the UK,
real fur? What are we?
It is real fur. It's from a woman's armpit.
It's a
so it's French.
I think
it's French. It's very French.
Okay. Very après-ski.
Feminist, armpit hair, all over, head to toe. My wig is actually armpit hair as well. That's just
braided into it.
It's Armani Versace's armpit hair.
Mine was long, down to the ankle.
Yeah, and it's just kind of been scraped back into a ginger bun, of course.
No, that's Titty.
Shut up.
And then underneath I have actually got a mankini. But it's not a mankini right now because it's on a woman.
Well, it's a wool mankini, isn't
right.
it? Yeah.
So you're wearing a merkin over a mankini?
No, that's my actual pubes.
Yeah. Think Borat in drag.
Yeah, very much that. Think Borat in drag, but also he's had a stroke.
Borat.
Yeah, whorats.
All right, that's enough from you.
Naked
First time and
rats.
last time on the show.
Yeah. Anyway, and as we said, Barb's in a lovely matching green neon G-string.
But Barb, kind of explain the wig to us because we've not quite seen a wig like this on you before.
Interesting choice neck up.
I thought I would go for. Sorry, what did you just say?
I said interesting choice neck up with
it's a neck
outfit.
Well, I thought wearing a mankini I should go something quite feminine. So I went for very short.
So you went for the opposite because you didn't go for feminine.
Well, I said very short.
Very
short, like your cock.
Yeah.
Bit rugged, bit rough.
Shirley Carter.
Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
All the Shirleys. Shirley Bassey.
Shirley Bassey.
Bertie Bassey.
Shirley.
Yes.
Blonde, of course, always blonde.
Always blonde.
Slight
Me too, I'm always a blonde.
Couldn't afford to top up my roots.
Did you get that from Coco? I've told the listeners about Coco.
Don't tell them all about Coco, please.
Oh, we're not
too late.
supposed to.
No, it's my wholesaler and my wholesaler only.
Yeah, talking of wholesaler, I can actually see Titty's hole from here.
Well, I am a sailor. You're
and
welcome.
you are a sailor.
Look at that. Well, like I said, I'm also in the green theme. Not through choice. It's just this gold jewellery on my neck's gone a bit off. So
it's cheap.
It's cheap tat, isn't it?
Bodrum.
Bodrum. Bodrum
turkey special.
It's quite bizarre.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, quite green, bit of the old gold Grecian look. Got one of them lovely headbands with the olive leaves, whatever they're called. It's actually poking into the back of my wig because it's
I wonder what that was. I thought
the
it was
wig
lipstick on your
no,
forehead.
it's blood.
Blood.
Yeah,
It
but
is blood.
because my wig is so voluminous, you know.
Yeah.
The actual metal is quite constricting that, so
Yeah,
I'm not
and
used to that sensation tight around my forehead.
And what you are kind of used to is actually having those red splotches on the face with the acne. So I think probably actually adding that red
Ties
in,
it all in.
Yeah,
it's like a blusher almost.
Well, it's
some
almost
might
paint
say.
by
And with the
numbers,
green
isn't it?
and the red,
Yeah.
we're getting into Christmas
it's
season.
coming into the
It's
Christmas
come-
season. Hear it. Holly Bush.
Holly
Yeah.
Bush.
Welcome to the stage.
Page, the incontinent Miss Holly,
Holly
Bush.
Bush.
Sister
Oh,
of Kate.
Who's Holly Kate?
No, sister of Kate
Yeah.
Bush.
Who's
Holly
Holly
Bush
Kate?
and Kate Bush.
Oh, shut up. You know my favourite jokes are the ones you've got to explain.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving in. As we... like we said, you're never going to see a picture of them.
Never.
Because we actually don't know how to work a camera.
Yeah.
So, and Georgie's not going to upload it on Instagram because look how that's going. Anyway, moving on.
Oh!
We have to... let me just
Talk about the
elephants in the room.
Sorry, that's really rude, actually.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to say, right, and we've had all these messages from all these well-wishers, people screaming in, mainly Barb, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Where's the episode? You better have one up this week. It's close to death threats.
Yeah.
And not only is it nice to obviously be wanted to that we need to record these episodes to get them out. We're busy girls. We are business women.
Yeah.
You know.
Some might say.
All I will say is you wouldn't rag a woman if she goes on maternity leave for 12 months or however long it takes to have a baby.
Yeah.
And not at work.
No, I would rag a pregnant woman.
Well, all
actually.
I'm saying is they're all banging on about us, but you don't know what we're doing. We might be in gestation period of some new ideas.
I had a 45-minute wank yesterday.
Well, yeah, you're on
Yeah.
bloody holiday.
You
So.
know,
Yeah.
you suck dry like a Capri Sun. No wonder
Honestly.
why. So basically, I just want to say thank you for your concerns, but also mind your own business. Just kidding.
But maybe what we'll have to do is we'll have to in the future set up a Patreon.
That's just more work that we're not going to commit to.
And then
Yeah.
on the Patreon, you pay £1 a month.
Are you,
You know,
speaking
this-
directly to me now?
Yeah,
I'm
this
the only one.
You know
Well,
what?
I did
Really,
put
this
it
just
as a
reminds
pound
me, and
because-
this pisses me off because we do it all the time. You know, when YouTubers, the only videos they put up are the videos that saying, "Sorry, I didn't put any videos up."
Yeah.
That's all this is. Every episode, it's
Yeah,
sorry
no,
for
let's
sorry.
start.
There's no actual content.
Let me start from the beginning then.
Okay.
Wait. Welcome back to my channel. I know you've all been reaching out, asking us if we're okay, but we are okay. Titty had quite a bad prolapse in the summer.
Yeah.
And it never quite got better, and I've been putting salt on it so it soaks back up. But it's not always. No.
Anyway, so you might get an episode next week. You might not.
No,
Don't
we
expect
will.
it.
You will.
We're thinking about going bi-weekly.
We are.
I'm sick of this bi-erasure.
Bi-weekly.
We're doing bi-weekly.
Bi-erasure.
Thank you.
Wow,
Have you
that's
got
a lot
that?
of work for a couple of girls like yourselves.
Have you got that
What,
in
are
your
you
teeth?
right?
Told you.
I told you I've not brushed
Bloody
them.
hell,
I thought the
you're
nail would do.
You're knuckle deep in them nasties.
Honestly.
Make yourself at home.
Well, the funny thing is she's done it again.
Go on.
Well, Tits, I thought I would kind of explain how me and Barb met, really.
Yeah, sure.
And
no one
how
asked.
she,
Come
yeah, and how she kind of came
Really
into
nice,
the picture.
yeah.
So what happened is I just moved to Manchester, and I, didn't have a name for myself.
How long ago was this? 2 weeks?
Oh,
Two-
2
it
days.
was a day.
No.
What?
2 days ago.
Yeah, it was actually 2 days ago.
People don't really know who you are still anyway. Do
So what happened was I was in Manchester. I thought I'd go with my good friend Jade into Cruise 101.
yeah.
Oh, are we allowed to mention that?
Other-
Yeah, we can
Yes,
say
of
the name
course.
of the
Other
club.
nightclubs available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went into Cruise 101 and I walk in and I see this.
Tall,
Some
thin, blonde, gorgeous, stunning.
I can't remember
Drag
being in
queen
Cruise
and that
101.
that was Armani Versace.
Oh, right. Oh.
And then I kind of looked to the left and I saw this old trollop washed up. Are you eating while I'm telling the story?
Sorry, you're really boring. Old trollop was
Yeah, get on with that.
Balls.
Anyway, so I went over and I knew it was Bob. And it was Barb Just Barb. And she's bold.
Bold mama.
Bold mama. And I went over and I said, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you, blah, blah. I'm Miss Georgie Porgy. I'm a drag queen. I just moved here." She looked at me. She stared down my soul.
Up and down.
Up and down. And she said to me, "Oh, well, everyone's a drag queen now."
And I said, "Don't you worry, love.
No,
One day,
she didn't fucking...
You will get a gig at Cruise 101. And lo and behold, this Thursday, you're working with me."
Yeah.
You're welcome.
She gave me a Thursday.
You're
And
so
how much
welcome.
did you have to pay for that? You paid $200 to perform.
She did.
Yeah. And then they paid me 20 back, but it was actually just bar tab, and I could only use it on tap water.
And they didn't actually pay it, you just found it on the floor.
Yeah, I found it on the floor.
Right.
But yeah, so she said, "Oh, well, everyone's a drag queen now, and everyone's moving to Manchester." I thought, all right, that's a nice friendly welcome, isn't it, to Manchester?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
welcome.
I'm warm and loving. What can I say?
Yeah, and then her friends were really nice. She still wasn't very nice to me. It was about the 5th time that we met that she actually started saying, "Nice to see you," rather than "nice to meet you."
Well, that's interesting because I've not even got past that stage yet.
No.
with
You keep forgetting who she is as well. Yeah.
And then, lo and behold, you know, she goes away for a weekend, and Cruz asked me to host the whole weekend because Barb's not there. So I guess who won trumps now?
Sorry, what's your name, baby?
Shut up. That is how she would say it as well.
I love that.
Yeah, now you know.
Now you're cruising on the open ocean.
Great.
From one
yeah.
cruise to another.
Well, we should say really that we're all here. I mean, you're not on holiday, are you, Tits?
I'm very much working.
You're
yes.
working.
Yeah.
But you are...
I can tell you look really tired.
But you've got a
Listen.
nice...
Been
like,
burning the
passing-
candle at all 3 ends, me.
Three.
Yeah.
All 3. Double-ended. DP.
Leather.
But we might say that you do have a nice guest cabin.
You could say that, yes.
And
But
so
you'd
do
be
we.
wrong. Oh.
And we're, you know, just on holiday.
We're living
Yeah,
it up. You're
no.
living it up here for a good time. We've got some of the family here, some of the old friends, the old
Yeah.
ball and chain for you,
To-
Barb
yeah.
Just Barb.
Good old
right?
Debs. You love Debs.
Oh,
you know,
Yeah,
my
Barb's
Debs.
mum got a real drug problem, but she's a really nice girl.
Like
She
mother,
wants
like
to be if
daughter.
you
I
came
know,
out
it's
her
true,
anyway.
mate.
Right. Well, you heard me preparing it before.
Yeah.
We've got a little snack situation coming on, so I think it's time to go down to the crew
The
mess.
Groovers. Oh, that's a bit of music.
Hola,
Hola, como estás?
soy Barbara.
Bien.
Hola, just speak English. Brilliant.
So it's a bit of a different little food situation today
I'm
because it's
excited.
actually a liquid lunch.
Oh,
Wow.
His favourite kind of lunch.
And this it's a tea they've been strewing. What do you call it? Stewing.
Brewing.
There's one there. I'll pass that over. I mean, I don't need to taste these because really, once you've got it round your mouth, I'm
Sorry,
alright.
do you want me to do all the physical work
If
for
you don't mind,
or-
thank
Yeah, she
you.
just... Oh, let me...
So pass them round. Basically, these are tea bags in hot water. One of them is a Parma Violet tea bag,
That'd be this one.
and the other one is a Drumstick tea bag.
Let
You
me-
heard it right.
me
A
smell.
Drumstick tea bag. It's
That
the, you know, the
really
sweets.
smells like drumstick.
The sweets and the Parma Violet and Drumstick. Now, I thought these were fucking great.
Christ, that's
Spit it
hot.
out. Should have gave herself 3rd-degree burns.
If she weren't going to do it herself, she's already ended her hosting career by fucking drinking it. Oh, it is
So
hot.
well, we've just got the boiling water. You blow it a bit. That's it. Well, we've let it stew. Don't suck on
Don't,
the tea
you'll-
bag. Come on,
Oh, I
you'll
thought that
scald
was-
your
I
mouth.
thought that was what you did.
So have you got the Parma Violets one, Barb?
I think so, yeah.
Do you? Because I love Parma
I
Violets.
love...
Oh, if I could
Oh,
crush anything up, I'd
With
rub it in
his
my
yours,
drinks.
it.
It'd be Parma
Parma
Violets. Yeah, and you've got the...
Isn't it fucking up?
Fucking hell! You've got that from Satan's. Honestly, that is.
That's Molten Lava Drumstick.
Mama.
But it's a nice fruity blend. I think it's natural flavours because they've not just melted the
I was going to
drumstick
say that
down.
don't taste anything like Parma Violet.
Well, no, you can
No,
take the, I
the
love
drumstick. The
as
drumstick tastes like bloody drumsticks.
So these, I
don't
mean,
it?
we're not sponsored, but these are from a place called Bird and Blend. You can go online. They do all tea bags of all different flavours.
No, it
all
does taste
different-
like Parma Violets. You're on crack,
It
love.
does, yeah.
Oh.
Parma Violet tea.
What do you think? I think it tastes a
Absolutely
bit like a
incredible.
rose.
I bloody love it. Well, it is.
Rosebud.
Based on the
Roasted.
sunny south coast of Brighton, we're proudly B
Oh,
Corp
this is
certified.
Of course,
Of
we're
course
only
it's
giving out the
Brighton,
gayest
isn't it?
teas in the world.
Independent tea blending company on a mission to spread happiness.
But they do
throughout the
loads of
earth.
good shit. So I'd say get on, get yourself a little box, perfect stocking stuffer, come up. And throw them all over the floor like Georgie just did.
Do you know what? It does. I think it does taste like Parma Violets. Enjoy.
What would you give it out of
with-
10? If you can still talk with your burnt tongue.
I think...
Let me swap,
the
'cause I have a
What's the
Violet.
Parma Violet one? What would you
I was,
say?
let me do...
How many tea bags? That's it, a nice slurp.
I would give it a solid sort of 5.
A solid 5.
Average.
I've
You've just been banging about that, and you've given it a 5 out of 10.
I'd rather a normal cup of tea. Call me
old fashioned.
A coffee tea with milk. I wonder if they're nicer with milk, actually.
Oh,
you can sometimes have fruit tea with milk. Not on me, though.
You can make some for me, I'm sure.
I can, just twiddle with my nipples a bit and squirt some
that would
over.
be fucking rank.
What would you give the old drumstick out of 10?
So I'd give the drumstick, for me,
Yeah.
I think the drumstick's much nicer.
Ooh.
And it really tastes like a drumstick. And I'm actually going to give it an 8.5 out of 10.
That's hard.
I would
quite
drink
high.
this.
Yeah, well, you just did.
I mean, I did give it a 5. Do you mind if I finish this?
And then
It's not
you
a
wouldn't
lot.
want to drink out of that after she's
Well,
drank
this is
it.
what I was saying. It's all right, girls. I don't need to try any of it.
And she did. Oh, shut up and
I'm
drinking
parched.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Pepsi is also available. The funny thing is about her is you've not got much taste anyway.
No,
If
all
you
the
look on your
fats.
Instagram,
Kill the... Oh.
Oh.
your taste level's quite low.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised you can only give it.
Funny
a
that. I make most of your clothes, don't I?
Yeah, that explains a lot then, actually.
Yeah.
Because the both in you look like you've just been dropped at the fashion show. Anyway.
Couldn't think of a joke then, could you, Tiz?
No, give me
She
a
does
It-
that.
it-
She
it
thinks
was
she's
alright.
dead smart.
Splash.
So obviously there is one subject that I'm not allowed to really talk about on the podcast anymore, which is pooing, farting, shitting.
We've had this from the
pissing,
beginning. Yeah, no. I just want to try and get us a bit up there and not
You know.
talking about shite all the time.
But I will say that Barb is you don't need to cough over me talking. The attention's not always having to be on you.
Sorry.
So actually, you're pissing me off. You're just as bad as that fucking twink over there.
Overgrown
I'm
twink.
42.
Barb is the person that poos the most out of I've ever met.
Oh,
anyone.
I do.
And
Is this
the
your way
thing
you're not
is,
talking about shit?
if we work together, she'll leave me on the dance floor,
I
right?
will go for a 45-minute
In
play.
And she'll,
Yep.
yeah. Oh, mama.
Listen,
She
in one
poos
time.
in drag every But honestly, Barb will disappear for 45 minutes to
I would
an
say
hour
at
and a
least
half.
once a day I send you a picture of me on the toilet, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you can actually smell it through the screen.
Right, well, it's scratch and sniff
That's-
your phone,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I love a scratch and sniff.
Do
That's
ya?
another one of my favourite things to do is scratch and sniff.
And the thing is, what leaves me out is sometimes we have matching outfits and people just think I've dressed in that horrible fabric for no reason. When
Oh,
really
I'll have it
it's
back
because...
then.
Yeah.
Well, talking of making stuff, you making outfits, all of that. Guess what me and Barb are doing,
Go on.
Tits? And I'll
Go
update
on.
you on the podcast. We're going Tufting.
Tuft.
What the frig is tough,
Give it a go. Guess.
Give it a go.
First thing coming to mind is crufts. Dogs.
Well,
Tufts.
we would fit right in. But
You're
yeah.
going around the neighbourhood looking for dogs and you're ripping bits of fur out the back of the necks, putting it on a costume,
That is it.
creating wigs.
Pretty close, actually, I'd say.
Tuft them.
It's making rugs.
Rugs.
Rugs. Oh, with the rug
gun.
guns that you
Mama,
grab
that's
the
a tough
canvas.
gun.
Oh, I love a tough video.
Yeah.
What are you going to make? You've got to make my face.
that-
Make the F logo.
That's what I should
should
have
have
done. It's too much detail.
Oh,
You're
you're not
the
that good.
brain.
No, not that good.
And then you get, because that's great for ASMR in it, because then you get all the glue on the back and it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh.
Well, actually, I'm doing a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Matches
Not an
one of my
original idea, though,
tattoos.
is it?
And she's doing an evil eye, which you'd never see in this part of the world that we are Greece. So not really an original
I've
idea
seen one
either.
of them in my life.
No, but
No.
I couldn't afford them on my holidays, so how do you feel now?
So, so I'm going to make a 6 metre wide rug instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am going to fill my house with tuft.
Tuft.
Yeah,
Oh, I love that. I love a tufting video. You'll have to do a video and film it.
yeah. I am a bit, to be honest, I'm a bit nervous because it is a gun, and obviously
Well, it's like a piercing needle
but
thing.
you
isn't
got to
it?
be careful. And around
yeah.
you can fucking barely. How many sewing machines have you been through this year?
Whoa,
About
crikey.
three.
About 3.
But that's only because I sew meters and miles of costumes for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She says this. She's only ever made me one costume.
I
I've
know,
asked
but I can't
her,
let you forget it.
and she's never made me shit. Have you really?
No, not really, no. I'm
How many
sorry
wigs
for
have you
that.
made me?
I brushed that one once.
You did brush it.
Yeah.
She did brush it.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, Barb's got a drag room in her house.
Oh, I
She's
love
very
that.
lucky.
Yeah.
She
Got
never
all your
keeps it
stuff
tidy.
there.
Don't really use it. Just wear the
Yeah.
same dress on repeat, don't I?
Yeah.
That
well,
one-
don't listen. It ain't broke. Don't fix it.
Well,
This
yeah.
is
Look at me.
This
and the
is
dress is broken, I still don't fix it.
yeah. This is true about you actually. She made this dress for Pride, right? And she was like, I'm only ever going to wear it once, it doesn't matter. She went, I don't really like the material, don't really like the fit, don't really like this. She's worn that dress every fucking week. Well, I think it's time for Below Dick, Tits and Barb.
If you say so.
And if you don't know what Below Dick is, if this is your first time listening to Up the Arf,
It is.
Yeah, it's
It
not
is.
your fault. You're the biggest bloody fan of Up the Arf there is,
You're
Doc.
so very welcome.
This is a section where we get people to write in anonymously.
Anonymously.
Yeah.
That's that then.
They write in anonymously.
Yeah.
And they're not from the cruise line that me and Titty are associated
Well, it's just a bit
with.
of juicy gossip, isn't it? From ships, dinghies, barges,
This
onion
and that.
barges.
And yeah, we floating onion barges are fine as well.
Little
whatever
Below
it is.
Dick. What is it? What is it this week, Georgia?
Well, this says, I shared my cabin with my best friend's ex-boyfriend.
Oh.
And unfortunately, he did cheat on her multiple times. So every day I would go in and get my own bag. I'd use his toothbrush and put it down the toilet. I used to put little bits of piss every other day in his mouthwash. And then took pictures of his...
Is this you?
Yeah, this is me. Then took pictures of his feet while he was asleep and sold them online.
Well, that's quite frugal, actually.
With the money, I brought my friend a new handbag and took her out for a meal to one of the specialty restaurants.
Oh, fab.
I really think karma got him, but really it was me just pissing all over his stuff. I quite like it, to be honest.
I mean, you just don't know who you're sleeping with anymore, do you? In your cabins.
It's
That's
true.
the only trouble.
It's true. I mean, I do remember once, and this was really bad, at a cruise line I worked at, not the one I work at now, but there was one guy, and he shared a cabin with one of the really good-looking sports people. And anyway, he was doing like a... This was when TikTok was big. Well, no, TikTok's
It is big.
Don't call me big. But it was like when it started to become big and everyone was doing the dances. Anyway, so he's recording himself doing the dance and he doesn't realise that his cabin mate is in the
Sexy one
bathroom.
behind him.
And he opens the bathroom completely naked. And obviously he kept the video and was showing everyone. You can see his huge penis. And yeah, I thought, bloody hell, that's a risk, innit?
And have you still got that video? Because I wouldn't mind seeing that.
No, I haven't. I do actually have a video. I have to find it somewhere. And it's a crew member on a random cruise line. And he's doing like one of these TikTok dances. And his shorts fall down. And he put it on TikTok. But you can see what cruise line it is. It says in the background and everything. So I wonder if he got in trouble. Princess
Guess we'll
Cruises.
never know.
So, as you know, last time you heard us on Up the Arf, we were talking about Hen-Dos and going on Hen-Dos. Well, I went on the Hen-Do.
Thank God.
Went on the Hen-Do.
How was it?
It was great. It was fab. It was fab. Being surrounded by
Chickens.
the people that go to Hen-Dos.
hens.
No, actually, I had a really good time. And we stayed in Exton, which is literally in the middle of nowhere near Winchester. But we stayed in this huge house and it was gorgeous. It had a vineyard on one side,
Lovely.
a stud farm on the other side full of horses.
Crikey.
And the woman who greeted us, she said, "Oh, actually, this isn't my house." And
Squatter.
I thought,
Yeah.
what? And in the house, there's bloody pictures of a family. And in my head, I'm thinking, she's murdered them all and she's selling it as an Airbnb.
She's a squatter and she's doing Airbnb. I'm
Mama,
telling you.
she was actually doing squats when we walked in. She was doing Gillian McKeith workout.
Literally, yeah.
And I look around and I think, bloody hell. She says, well, actually, he's a sailor. And he sails all around the world. And when he's not here,
She just slips in the back door.
Yeah, she slips in the back door. No, but she rents it out for him as an Airbnb. And I think, what a lucrative business.
Truly.
But I think for 2 nights, for 9 people, it was nearly $2,000.
That is a lot of money.
Well,
It
it's going to
is.
be a big house, isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, you really felt like you were queen of the fucking manor. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. And
Did you go horse riding? Did you go stud riding?
we didn't. But you know what we did do?
No.
We went to the Bombay Sapphire Distillery.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes. And
Gin.
It's
Gin.
well, yeah,
Gin.
that's what they make, darling.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just don't drink off-brand
I've
stuff
never
for
drank.
me, you know.
Never drank
Yeah,
in
she's
my
never
life.
drank.
really?
Yeah, that Moscow Mule she had the other night.
Yeah.
But no. But seriously, it was nice. It was good.
great.
I wouldn't say it was 10 out of
You
10.
don't sound convinced.
I was going to say, would you go back?
Well, the reason...
Was it a taste situation? Did you like swill it around and spit it out?
Let
or
me
did
tell
you swallow
you.
it, or what's the situation there?
So I always swallow first of all.
Yeah.
But you go in and you get one glass of gin. But what was quite nice
Tight bastards.
is... Tight the first of all. That's the thing. If you're doing a gin experience, give me some fucking gin.
Yeah.
But they've got all along the wall the different gins that they do. And you press a button and it comes out. But my friend's mum brought the mocktail experience because she doesn't... She was driving.
Right.
But she thought, well, I still want a little swig. You know, I can have one
sip.
little one. Anyway, so she brings up her mocktail, and they're in a different type of glass. So you can tell
so you
who's
can
not
tell who's
drinking.
put them on it.
She went up. She put the finger on the thing, and it started. It was like an automatic. Started squirting out. The woman who worked there ran out. Stop! Stop! Like this. She's screaming. She's like, "You've got the mocktail!
You can't have that!"
Honestly,
Cheap bastards.
they told us as well.
Yeah.
Single only. Press the button once only. I put 2 in.
Yeah.
Did you
I
get
thought-
screamed at?
No.
That reminds me, actually, they're doing that in McDonald's, I read, in America. You know, they had the self-service soda fountains. They're apparently getting rid of them because people just take the piss. And I'm like, of course they take the fucking piss.
Yeah.
If you've got a self-service soda fountain, if you think I'm not, A, going up, filling my backpack up, B, going back 17 times and trying every combination under the sun, you're gonna be mistaken. Thank you,
used my
Ronald
bathroom bin
McDonald.
up in the galley earlier. I just filled it right up with Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Did ya?
Took it back, sat on the toilet and glugged it down.
Putting us
That's
out
what you
business,
got to
aren't
do.
you?
Yeah.
You gotta
But-
do it.
It's funny because they tell you bring a reusable water bottle everywhere these days.
Yeah.
Don't buy water. And I just think, well, I'm going to fill it up with Fanta, aren't I?
Yeah.
You know, there's no water going in here. It's going to be Fanta. It's going to be Coca-Cola. It's going to be the Pepsi.
Absolutely.
You know, it's going to be the Pepsi with a little lime splash in it.
Well, now it's going to be the bloody drumstick tea.
It is
Cheers.
nice.
Yeah.
It's very swizzles.
They do. Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice, and they showed you all the different botanicals that go into gin, which
Oh,
is quite
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, you got to try bits of this, bits of that.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And we did the cocktail masterclass as well, and I learnt how to make a fucking Negroni, and it was disgusting.
Oh, God, I've never
It
had
was
a Negroni.
filth.
You don't
It
wanna
was.
try
It
one.
tasted
No.
like, do you know the
No.
water at the bottom of an ashtray?
Yeah.
But then on top of that,
Oh.
you've let someone's random Pomeranian take a shit and a piss in it.
Okay,
Right.
I've changed my mind. Sounds
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Sounds delicious.
I'll have a double, thank you.
And we made one called Honey, which had honey in
How you
it.
Thrill
thrilled
me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Honey.
And we made their signature cocktail. I can't remember the name of it, but it had an elderflower prese in it, and it was lovely.
Oh, fab.
Gorgeous.
No one
So,
asked. Great. Well, if you can't drink with the big girls,
If you can't drink with the big girls, sling your up.
there we go.
Do you know, Javid, Barb's partner, always says that, doesn't
He
he?
loves
If
it.
you can't,
To actually wake you up like that, that's
Yeah,
more than
over, facing my...
sling
my
your
back,
up.
Yeah.
If you can't sleep with the big girls, sling your up. Oh, tit.
Well, seeing as though Barb's here,
Yeah.
you can see that over there. Do you
I'll
wanna
grab
reach-
it,
you
I'll
do
grab it.
Reach
I've been
out
waiting
and
for this
grab
my whole
that
life.
bottle. Come on, swing out there. Oh, get it open. Oh. Right.
Oh, it's romantical.
So, if you're new to Up the Arth, this is Message in a Bottle, where we get people to anonymously, but not always anonymously.
What some people these days, don't
Yeah.
they?
Write in and, tell us their problems. We give them a bit of advice, and Titty plays this awkward music in the background.
Yeah, that
All
was
right.
nice.
Bit too much, really, isn't it? Yeah.
So this one, obviously, she didn't know Barb was here because she put ahoy you two.
Oh, right.
Oh,
But I'll change it.
it's alright. I'll
Ahoy
look through.
you two and the bloated one.
Yeah.
I. Yeah.
Barb just voted Barb.
It's big BB. Anyway, back to the message about there's a real issue here. We need to sort it out, girls.
Alright.
Tell me.
This one is Ahoy You Two and BB. I absolutely love the podcast. I always listen to it while I'm working. For obvious reasons, I need to keep this anonymous. Well, thanks for loving the podcast.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I own a cupcake business.
Oh.
Yeah, and I have many celebrity guests, including the royal family.
Wow.
No.
I recently had a baby but had to keep my business up, so I've ended up being a little bit frazzled while working, and
dear.
recently reached to the fridge, and instead of grabbing the whole milk to make the batter, I used my pumped breast milk to make the cakes.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, these cakes were for the coronation of the king.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
The issue is, they loved them so much that anything I've sent them since, they said didn't taste as good. And I'm worried about losing them as customers.
Well, you wouldn't want to upset them, would you? No.
Do you think I should keep pumping my breast milk into the cakes, or I should just admit it that they will never be the same? Help me, girls. I don't want to lose this loyal and royal customer.
Listen, everyone has their secret recipe that they don't... You know, we don't know what goes in a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
We don't know the secret flavours in all these,
in a
Palmer Violet tea bag. So I'd just say, don't tell anyone too late and keep doing it.
Me too.
Just say naturally sourced.
Naturally sourced.
And
from
in brackets,
sustainable,
from your
though?
nipple.
Is it sustainable?
Because, she's going to have to keep having babies, isn't she? Because
not to keep pumping on it. I pump on the regular, actually. Yeah. Javi can't get enough.
Have you ever made any cupcakes with the old pump?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
But when you said cupcake, I thought of the other kind of cupcake, actually.
When you fart?
When you fart in your hand, you cup it to your mouth.
But I don't think King Charles is into that. I agree with Titty. Keep going.
Yeah.
Make them cupcakes. If they've got breast milk in, they've got breast milk in.
Yeah.
No one needs to know. At the end of the day, actually, if they're enjoying it,
good for them.
Good for them. What's the issue? I don't see the issue.
Keep going, love.
Pump it
Keep
to your
having
tits.
babies. And actually, I think
Yeah.
if you keep pumping, it keeps going, I think.
Yeah.
It does, that's what I was saying.
So if you need to breastfeed your newborn
because
child...
then you end up with boobs like 2 bags of dog poo.
I was going to
Don't
say
talk about your mum like that.
I was going to say you don't want to do it too much because it's been clinically proven that if you do it too often, too regularly, it actually starts turning you inside out from the nipple.
Right. And then you have to go on botched.
And then you've got to get it all pushed back into. It's almost like a prolapse of the nipple situation. So proceed with caution.
Well, and I think probably if you want to keep this business up, because obviously they like the taste because they look like shit, the cupcakes.
Yeah.
So I think, and if you're going to want to keep this business up, you're going to be breastfeeding, that
centre.
child until he's probably 27.
She's got 3
when you
tits.
retire.
She's breastfeeding left, right, and centre.
Our advice is keep going, darling.
Keep going, love. And if you need any advice, any unsolicited advice, what can they do, Georgie?
Then you can just, write it on anything, a napkin, parchment paper,
Yeah.
pop it in a bottle. Cupcake case,
yes.
covered in breast milk. And you can throw it into your nearest water source, and the nearest water source will hopefully make it over to the Up the Arve headquarters. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Otherwise, just send us a message on Instagram at Up the Arve.
Up the Arve, yeah.
Where can we find you on Instagram, Miss Georgie?
You can find me at Miss Georgie Porgy UK.
What about you, Barb's love?
You didn't say it.
I know I
Because
didn't.
she's never done a gig outside the country.
Oh,
Number one fan.
I was letting you do it that one.
Right, you do yours then. She can do that.
All right, and I'm of course at Titty_car.
Underscore because she's so underwhelming.
There we go. And where can we find you, Barb?
You can find me.
God,
at
look at her. She
Barb
lit up like a
Just
bloody Christmas
Barb.
tree then.
Let
Proud
me
as
get mine
punch you
out.
are.
Yeah, let her do her.
No, it's
Bloody
all right. We're not
hell.
that bothered.
All right.
Right. Anyway, well, yeah, at Barb Just Barb.
That's it.
And
on
you know why
Instagram.
she's called at Barb Just Barb?
No,
Because
I
she
don't.
only gets booked just at Cruise 101 in Manchester.
Okay, look at that. You've got your own tagline now.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Barb, you got anything, closing statement, anything like that?
Anything you want to get out of your chest?
I would just like to say thank you for supporting my cupcake business.
Yeah. That was my anonymous letter.
Oh, the brand's available.
Yeah. Barb Just Barb.
There we
you,
go.
thank
Well,
Queen
we
of
might see you
Manchester.
next week. We might not. That's the good thing about us is we'll keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
Don't I bloody know it.
Absolutely. And see you later.
Bye. Bye, Barb.
Bye, Barbara.
We enter and hoist the sail.
We finally did it.
What now?
Yeah, thank
We
you.
had her on the podcast. So
Yeah.
we don't have
We
to
can
do it again.
block her on Instagram now.
Thank you.